Welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome you all to the very first World's Event Disability Coalition International Women's Disability Summit. I'm really honored to be here. My name is Amy Knopf, and I'm a professor from St. Cloud State, Minnesota, St. Cloud State University in St. Cloud, Minnesota. I'm thrilled to have all of you here, and I just wanted to give some welcome introductions as well, a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. So an event like this, this large, this is our first of 4 events that we'll be hosting here in the U.S. Pavilion. It doesn't happen without having a really strong team. And so I'd like to recognize that team. Before I do, I'd like to read a quote by Margaret Mead. She says, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." When we came together late spring to talk about making the biggest event ever at the World Expo inclusive and accessible for people with disabilities, we had really big dreams. Some of those dreams were not realized, but we know that we are making an impact. Just being here today, we're live streaming on YouTube to the world. We're making that impact little by little. And so I want to thank a couple people. First, I want to thank Sorensen Communications. They have provided the interpreters for today, which has really been our biggest sponsor. So I'd like to say thank you to Sorensen and to the interpreters that are here today. I also would like to thank the coalition members who have worked weekly and some daily. Fred Moss and Kathy Johnson and I almost daily working on putting this event together for months. I also would like to thank the U.S. Pavilion for hosting us. We really appreciate all the support that we've received from your team. Lori Mogi has been amazing to work with. We also would like to thank the staff and students of St. Cloud State University's Rehabilitation Counseling Program. So almost everything that you see in terms of putting our presentations together, our runs of shows, all of our event details have really been coordinated by our students back home who wanted to be here, but could not get their passports in time to be able to be here. So I also would like to recognize the St. Cloud State University president who is here with us today, Robin Wacker, and I'm so grateful for your support of the work that we do in the disability space. Thank you for being here and thank you for the support, as well as Associate Vice President Shazad Ahmad. Thank you so much. Lastly, I'd just like to say thank you to Shairong Joe, who has been our marketing person. She has been doing a lot of work behind the scenes with our media. She was not able to be here as well due to a visa issue. And so really wish that she could be here, but thank you, Shairong. I know that you will be watching this back home. And then of course, the mastermind behind the whole event, Kathy Johnson. When you talk about persistence, you cannot say the word persistence without Kathy Johnson. So thank you, Kathy, very much for not giving up. So we hope that when you walk away from the events that we have at the end of this week, that you haven't only just enjoyed them or felt like you've learned something, but we hope that you leave motivated to really participate and make change in your local home communities, make change on your state and regional levels, and make change on the global level. And so that's what we hope happens as an outcome from this event. I just want to remind people that women with disabilities are the most underrepresented group in leadership and in political participation. And women with disabilities are 3 times more likely to experience violence than non-disabled women. Women with disabilities are less likely to be employed, and women with disabilities are less likely or more likely to have unmet needs for healthcare. This event for women and girls is critical. It's critical for us to continue to make sure that we have equity and inclusion for all people. Before I turn it over to our next speaker, I just want to let you know that we do have a program book. If you're able to scan with your camera, scan the QR code when it comes up. I'll leave this up here for a minute before I take it down. And if there are any other questions, we do have pavilion staff in the back of the room. So if someone needs assistance, or you can always come and ask me. And now it's my pleasure to welcome Carolyn Croft from the U.S. State Department.
Thank you, Amy. And I just want to say a quick welcome to everyone. The U.S. Pavilion here is just honored to have this conference, and such an important subject. And I know that when I was working for Secretary Clinton, she used to say, women's rights are human rights. So it's definitely extended to all aspects of women's livelihood. So welcome, enjoy your conference, have a good time, see some of the other pavilions. I hope you'll have time to do that. They're very interesting aspects and culture from all around the world. So it makes it a common field for everyone, and your issues are not quite as prevalent in some pavilions as they should be. So you have a message for the world, and this is a world platform. So go forth and enjoy and spread the word. So I give you now, Kathy.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'm really happy that you're here today. I have so many new friends here. I can't even name them all. So we're excited for our local Emirati friends to be here with our universities and all of our delegation from St. Cloud State. I am so honored to introduce our first speaker, who will be reading a letter from Secretary Clinton. And Secretary Clinton has made reference in 1995 in Beijing, made the declaration that women's rights are human rights. And today we're here to embrace women with disabilities, human rights. And so I really want you to capture every word from this letter that will be read by Nick Zapko. Nick is from Minnesota, and she is the sign language interpreter for our Minnesota governor. You'll be hearing more from her later. For now, we're here honored to have her read the letter from Secretary Clinton.
Again, I'm reading a letter from Hillary Rodham Clinton, written on November the 30th, 2021. Dear friends, I am so delighted to send my warmest greetings to all those attending the first summit on women with disabilities, hosted by the World Events Disability Coalition in the U.S. Pavilion at Expo 2020 Dubai. Although I am unable to be with you in person, I am proud that my words are being shared with you by Nick Zapko. This event is a celebration of the contributions women with disabilities make in every aspect of life. In the home, on the job, in the community, as mothers, wives, sisters, daughters, learners, workers, citizens, and leaders. As we know, 15% of the world's population has a disability. And of this 15%, girls and women of all ages with any disability are generally among the more vulnerable and marginalized of society. In 1995, I had the great honor of speaking at the United Nations Fourth World Conference on Women in Beijing, China, where I was proud to declare that women's rights are human rights. And human rights are women's rights, once and for all. Today, I am honored to once again echo this message and to emphasize that it is, of course, inclusive of women with disabilities. By gathering in Dubai in the US Pavilion, this summit is bringing world attention to issues that matter most in the lives of women with disabilities and their families, from access to education, healthcare, jobs and credit, to the chance to enjoy basic legal and human rights, and to participate fully in the economic and political life of our countries. This great challenge of this summit is to give voice to women with disabilities everywhere, whose lives all too often go unnoticed, whose words go unheard, and whose leadership as a change agent goes underrecognized. Now is the time for all of us to act on behalf of women with disabilities. For what we are learning around the world is that if women with disabilities are healthy and educated, free from violence, and afforded the chance to work, afforded the chance to earn as full and equal partners in society, both they and their families will flourish. And when families flourish, communities and whole nations do as well. That is why all women, including those with a disability, and every man, child, family, and nation on our planet has a stake in the important discussion that will take place here. I am honored to share this opening session with my friend, Anastasia Somoza, an international disability rights advocate who I was thrilled to have speak at the Democratic National Convention in the summer of 2016. As Anastasia will share, the time is now to move beyond rhetoric and mere recognition of problems to actually moving forward with solutions. Thank you to the U.S. Pavilion Commissioner, Bob Clark, for hosting this summit, and to St. Cloud State University President Robin Wacker for supporting the new Center for International Disability Advocacy and Diplomacy that will serve as a resource and innovation hub for improving the rights of women with disabilities. I send everyone participating today my best wishes for your continued health and happiness, and for an engaging and productive summit. Onward, with good cheer and warm regards, I am sincerely yours, Hillary Rodham Clinton.
I'll send that to Hillary. So, okay. Okay. Nick, I will send that to Hillary Rodham Clinton so that she and Bill may watch you share her letter. Thank you so much.